and welcome back to Women's Super League. As Warhol figures out how the mics work.
Hello, this is my first one. It's been a long day, okay.
So we have Derby Phantoms seconds versus London Storm firsts.
Yeah, this is Selvi. Throws a little bit of an invalid there. Hasn't warmed up properly, I think. There was a bit of confusion with the game, so
yes.
the Derby players are not probably as warm as they'd like to be, but and then another nice double ball there onto Wiley, and yeah. So yeah, Storm have already played Derby first today,
yes.
and it was a very close game.
It was a draw.
Was it a draw?
It was a draw.
It was a draw, which is interesting for the league standings. So some are definitely the favourites here.
Yes.
But Derby 2 had a great season last season, so hopefully they can transfer some of that into Super League.
Yeah, so obviously, Derby Phantoms 2 winning League 1 last season, so that's why they're up in Super League now, whereas London Storm came 4th in Super League last season, so a fair distance between them based on just numbers alone.
Yes. But yeah, no, so, but hopefully, yeah, Derby can at least try something here, try to get some good points to try and, if it does come down to set difference, they'll definitely need sets here. So.
Yeah. So there were so many times last season that essentially the relegation battle came down to set difference in many of the leagues. So
and even the winning the league in the men's north, both of the leagues were settled on set difference.
Yes.
So like everything, every set counts.
Yes. So if you can't win, make it as close as possible. And then we got a trade there. Doesn't really work out in Derby's favour due to the fact that they now have one player left in against 5. But Nat can catch, but
goes low and avoids all the balls, but still in the same position of 5-on-1.
Yeah, goes up with one ball to throw. Obviously, she is probably going to. Oh, she gets the hit, and then but then yeah.
Jones finishes her off.
Yeah, lovely finish there from Jones.
Comfortable set there for Storm. Just got up and stayed up and didn't do anything silly.
Yes.
That's especially when you're playing teams that you should be beating. That's the key thing. If you can get up fine, but it's staying ahead because it's so easily just to throw the set there.
Oh yeah.
So kept it calm and clean. So looking very good.
Yeah, and then obviously like Derby 2, they are a new team in this league this season, and sometimes you do get that teams don't know what to expect from them. I mean, being a second team, you would imagine that they've got fairly similar tactics to the Derby Phantoms first team, so you do have that to start with, but quite often these new teams can sometimes cause an upset when teams don't know what to expect.
Definitely, and luckily that there is some experience on the Derby Phantoms too, so it's not just a lot of fresh faces. So Lunn in the middle, very, very experienced player, and Selvi on the right wing as well for Derby. Played quite a few Super League games last year, so it's not like there's no Super League experience between them, but the rest of the team is still quite fresh face to the league.
Yes. Oh, and another hit, and another hit. Oh, so 2 quick hits there from Storm on Derby, so they are 4 players down now. So 1 ball throw there for Derby. Not really close to any of the Storm players, so fairly easy to avoid.
And I think Lunn is nursing a bit of the injury as well, so. Oh, a lovely cover shot there from Filipova for Storm. Apologies, Mosh, if you're watching. Yeah, so gets out Selvi there. Just leaving Kirsty Lunn for Derby.
Yeah, so she's got 2 balls, but she is 6-1 down, so quite a lot to do.
Kirsty can take a nice couch though, so. But yeah, Storm are very much not underestimating her. A lot of these players will know who Kirsty is, so will not be throwing easily catchable hits.
And then a bit of an issue with ball retrieving there, so essentially has given Storm 4 now.
Yeah.
So yeah, they throw all of them over her head.
Just nice safe throwing for Storm there. They don't need to end it.
No.
They're happily going to the 3 minutes.
And it also wears Kirsty out as well. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't think Derby have a lot of subs.
They've got one, I believe, Caitlin, who's ball retrieving now. Zelly for Derby is their only sub. It doesn't look, I think, but Storm have two sat at the back, and they're not ball retrieving as well, so that's not going to tire them out. A nice single again, safe single from Gallagher. They're not trying to hit her. They're just throwing a valid throw, giving her possession, and a nice finish there.
Yeah, so Lund's just trying to force something there by going up and throwing at them when they've already got three to try and force them to throw one back. Well, they do, but they throw all three.
They do all three. And yeah, Lund, didn't have a speedy enough backtrack to get out of the way. So she was trying to force something to get something out of the set. Not unexpected that it didn't work out, but you got to try some of that.
Yeah, exactly.
3 balls for Derby. Hopefully they just need to be, especially at the start of the sets, they need to be making these hits.
Yes. Yeah, good block there from Kay. So 3 balls again for Derby.
Actually, I do think Derby have maybe 2 more, as I think that was a lovely catch there out from the middle of the Storm player. But then traded back with Wiley taking a nice catch from the middle, so just 1 down for Storm now.
Yeah. So, yeah, despite that, obviously with Derby losing the first 2 sets, they still look aggressive, they're still putting pressure on, they're not being intimidated by Storm.
No, that's good, that's especially, being the second team, you can't just like roll over and die and not even attempt anything. Again, lovely hit there from Vokes. And another hit onto Van Polgeest. Names are not my strong suit.
If any players are horrified by any pronunciations, then we are happy to take any notes.
Yeah.
Because we would like to make sure that everyone's name gets pronounced correctly, but having currently not got any guidelines, we are doing what we can.
Yes, and so if we don't know you, apologies. Our pronunciation is not up to snuff, but we'll try our best. So 3-on-3 now. This is the best position Derby's been in.
And a nice block there.
Yeah, nice. Gallagher not going for any catches that they don't need to go for. Storm now with 3 balls. Just a single in the middle. 2 blocks out from Redmond. I'm not sure why Paisley was going out there.
No.
So yeah, it's Derby down to 2 players now.
Nice
Single out
block.
from Redmond. Yep. Yeah, Derby just trying to get rid of possession, really.
Yeah, so throws that really high over Wiley.
Single out from Vokes, trying to get Jones unaware. Trade out. Yep.
But that does leave 1 player for Derby left in against 2 Storm players now. And yeah, they're going to be blocking it if possible, so that they don't have to throw.
Oh, yeah, but I think but the second ball just got trapped there, so Storm will have to. Time goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vokes there, just trying to force them again at the end of the set, but Storm not taking any risks, just blocking it back, and they probably wouldn't have had to have thrown anyway.
No.
Time was pretty low, so 6 sets up for 6 points, 3 sets up for Storm. Looking quite comfortable, but Derby out fighting.
Yes. Yeah, and it's one of those things. They're not necessarily doing anything wrong. They could maybe be a bit better with some of the placements and maybe some slightly improved movement, but Storm are a very strong side.
Yeah, they're definitely looking for medals this season, so losing here isn't the end of the world. Like, as we said earlier, Storm are the favourite. But they need to learn from this, basically.
Yes.
Take this game. Lovely catch out there from Mush, from Storm, taking a nice low catch.
Oh, Kay goes for that catch, but doesn't quite get her arms under it. So, Derby 2 players down.
Two balls thrown, but Redmond easily avoids it. 3 balls for Storm, 2-player advantage still.
Oh,
Lunn not been able to get that catch.
yeah, she set herself right for it, but maybe a little bit to one side, struggles with it. It was the right one to go for.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So, Derby, 3 players down.
And so, I mean, Storm just as a team have just always been great throwers, like across the men's and the women's.
Yeah.
That's something they've always excelled at. So them not being able to take that catch is just a testament to Storm.
Yeah.
Lovely double block there from Wiley, keeping herself alive.
Yeah.
It was a well-placed aces from Storm, but there's still quite a big player disadvantage.
Oh.
Gallagher takes a lovely neutral zone catch, gets
Yeah.
traded out by Wiley, but again, they're going to be very happy with that.
Yeah. So that leaves Wiley by herself in against 5 Storm players and 1 minute and 5.
And Beth Redmond takes a very nice, easy catch.
Yeah. So yeah, 8-0.
Yeah, Beth Redmond just coming off a very great Worlds performance for Northern Ireland. Timeout call for Derby. I think that's a good one. Try and change something up. Try and get some points on the board. But yeah, the Storm team is full of internationals.
Yeah.
Gallagher for England, Tara Jones for England, Carmen for the Netherlands, I
Yes.
believe, and then Beth for Northern Ireland.
Yes.
And then the other players sort of hanging around some dev squads as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
stacked talent for the Storm side.
Yes.
And then we've got some foam internationals for the Derby side.
Yes.
And Kirsty Lunn, quite prolific for Ireland,
Yes.
but not so much recently.
No.
So definitely talent on both sides.
Yeah. But yeah, Derby, they just really want to try and take some sets now. Obviously, it does feel like the game's got away with them and that potentially they just don't necessarily have the same degree of talent as the Storm team, so they're going to struggle here. But if they can take out any set that they possibly can, they just need to make sure they're not making any mistakes.
Definitely. They're just going to get punished, especially at this level. It's like mistakes just get punished so easily,
Yes.
and you have to be able to capitalise on the opponent's team's mistakes as well. Yeah, I think Derby trying to get those catches, that's been what's working for them.
Yeah.
Their throws haven't been their strong point, so maybe focus on the catching and the dodging, and try and get edges there. With Derby having a substitution, Kirsty Lunn off, and that's not Simon tapping in the middle, even though that's what's on their jersey.
Yeah, it's one of those things, it's the beginning of the season, lots of people moving around clubs, as you tend to have a lot of incorrect names on the back of people's tops, at least for the first few meets of the year.
Oh, Derby have been quite bad with shirts anyway. They haven't done a kit order for a while. I think they have a new one in the pipeline from what I've heard.
Okay.
But there's some more experienced players, say like Amy Sharp, who still don't have a shirt.
Yes.
Ooh. That was a nice punish there onto Paisley from the Storm player.
Yeah.
5 up for Storm. Good placement out of Storm on the singles.
Jones keeping an aggressive line, really pushing Derby back.
And another catch on Beth.
Yeah. It was just nicely placed for Beth. Not
Yeah.
nicely placed by Selby. I'm sure she would have preferred to throw it somewhere slightly different, but yeah, nice and easy for Beth to take there.
Oh, nice punish out from Vokes there.
Yeah.
Bringing it just back down to a two-player advantage because of the catch, so.
Ooh. Almost a hit there.
Yeah. I think LaPlante has been subbed on. I'm not sure for
Yes,
who.
for Gallagher.
For Gallagher. Gallagher's off now. So changes on both sides. Oh yeah, no, and again, LeBlanc, a Scottish player,
Yes.
international. So again, just Storm stacked with talent.
Yes.
Oh, lovely block out from Kay.
But she fails, doesn't get the hit, and gets
Yeah.
hit herself. So she was setting that up quite nicely for a nice bit of play, but unfortunately hit out before she can complete.
That was a good cover from Storm.
Yes.
Like, Kay did everything right, but just that last wasn't able to get the throw off because the cover was just there.
Yeah.
So. Single roll out from Storm, keeping it safe. What would you be trying to do for Derby? Just
Yeah, it's difficult because a lot of the throws, they're very low. They're essentially bouncing in front of Storm. Like, Storm aren't even having to work. And it's because they're worried about being caught. But the thing is that they're not being caught because Storm are really going for them. They're being caught because they're placing them wrong.
yeah, it's
So it's not that there's anything tactically that they need to do differently. They just need to actually be hitting people.
yeah.
They
yeah.
need to be going at the shins, at the shoulders, and they just need to be targeting better.
Yeah.
Because essentially, they're not hitting anyone, and they're also not catching anyone, so they're left with very few options.
And then they're just getting like slowly drained out. Like
Yes.
they're just some coming up, getting a player out, resetting. Nothing else is happening. Like
Yeah,
and then,
yeah. Like, Storm aren't doing anything particularly special. They're just playing their game.
yeah.
And really, for Derby 2s, it's they need to get the basics right, get their throws in the right areas, making the hits, taking the catches when they're there, and then they can build from that. There we go.
Nice catch,
Lovely
good catch, and a lovely dodge out from Selby.
And a hit, lovely on Jones there. Oh,
She gets traded out eventually, but still a player advantage for Phantoms.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can hold on to it now.
yeah. So that was really good. So I was just saying that they need to take advantage of that, and
Yeah.
that's perfect example. That catch that was right in the zone, they
Yeah.
took it, but they then throw a 3-ball attack, and
Just-
neither player really had to move.
No, just a nice side step to the side and just avoids everything. Good dodge out from Wiley in the
Yeah.
middle though on the return. Yeah, multi-balls, you need to be converting them.
Yeah, and then it's one of those things, if you're going to throw through, if you're struggling to make the hits, then
Yeah.
you need to think about the timing. Can you throw one, delay, the second and the
Yeah.
third, or throw two and then delay the third one, just to get that timing so you can get the movement out, and then you can get the hit afterwards.
Yeah. But
Because
that,
throwing through
yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah, that is half-time.
Yep.
That was a short set, so Derby did actually win that one. So with that nice play at the start, I believe the score is 10-2.
Yes.
Which, yeah, I think that's kind of what most people expected. But Derby have shown a bit of life
Yeah.
here and there.
And then just to update on Court 2, which is Bedford Mighty Eagles against Derby Phantoms' first team. I believe the score is currently 9-1
it looks like
to
it, yeah.
Bedford Mighty Eagles, so a pretty good half from them.
Very good half, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in my sort of pre-season rankings, I think I had Derby winning again.
Yeah,
But if Beagles are coming out strong,
yes.
yeah, Beagles' problems were last year was one of them got married, so they
Yeah.
weren't here for the last meet, which cost them a couple of points.
Yeah, and obviously they've added Vicky Barkley to their ranks, so they've got a bigger squad now, which also helps that if there is anybody that has to be out, that they've got more players to
Yeah.
contribute. I mean, they still win a few games last year with 5 players.
Yeah, it was. The talent on that squad is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, to be able to beat teams with 5 players, like, it's
Yeah.
mad. But yeah, I will get clarification, see if that is the right score. But it does look like it. So
Yeah, although it doesn't look like it says 9-3.
possibly Derby won that last set.
Yes.
Just got in. I get updated.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not the start Derby ones would have been wanting to have.
Yes.
Um,
I think they had a slow start last season as well.
They did, but they still won the games in the
Yes.
first meet. That's the thing. They
Yeah.
were close,
Yeah.
and they really had to fight for them, but they still got the points.
Yes.
Losing points to Storm, and then also possibly losing points to Bedford, is really bad for their
Yeah.
league chances.
Yeah.
Like, even though it's still a long league, like, it was so tight at the top
Yes.
that they can't be afford to losing them. And
Yeah.
Leamington Spartans have just filming a TikTok over there.
Oh, nice.
Hopefully that'll get Everyone can watch that later.
Yeah, so there was 2 points in it last season between Derby and Bedford Mighty Eagles. Derby having 4 draws last season but no losses.
I think that was all the draws to the top teams and Storm.
Yes. Whereas Bedford had 2 losses. So obviously,
I think that was 1 to Derby. And maybe 1 to Spartans as well, first time round.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, it was very close last season. So if it's going to be that close again, really can't be affording to lose at the start of the season. But it's on the first half. Anyway, we go back to this game where it's 10-2.
I think a couple of more changes as well. Khan on for Storm and I think Zelly on for Derby.
Yep.
But yeah, the sort of key players for Storm are still there.
Yeah. It's one of those things. Storm got a pretty good depth in their squad, so it doesn't necessarily make a difference who they put on. You've still got a good calibre of 6 players. It's one of those things when you've not got the depth and you do have to substitute players because they do get tired. That can cause you issues if you're not putting the same quality of player on.
Ooh.
Oh.
A nice trade out there to keep things, nope, not even.
Yeah.
Two loss for Derby.
Yeah.
I think they also got punished. So it was hit onto Paisley, return onto 55 for Storm, and then Selby for Derby also again then got punished out. So
Derby doing well at returning, but Storm just always ready to go back again.
Definitely, and they've just been a bit more clinical with their returns.
Yeah.
And if they're going up at the start anyway, it's fighting a bit of a losing battle.
Yes. Yeah, trades only work, guys, if you're already up.
Very true. Nice low dodge there from the Storm player.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see Derby try and change direction there. She dropped quite early, so it was clear what she was going to do, but then still just the balls went over her head.
Yeah. I like to call that the Ben Cool dodge, where you just literally hide behind the ball. Just like get your full body behind the ball, so it's literally there's nothing the players can hit.
Yeah.
Like smaller players tend to do better at that. Just intrinsically.
Sam Laverty, who's not a small man.
Yeah, no,
very good at getting small.
And it's one of the Austrian players as well.
Yeah.
I think it's Koch.
Oh yes.
Who everyone calls like the penknife, just because he can like fold himself in half like a deck chair, which is very impressive.
Yeah.
Considering he's taller than me.
Yeah. So yeah, don't limit yourself if you're a tall person.
Exactly.
It is possible.
Yeah. Go to the Sam Laverty School of Dodging.
Yes.
So, 5 players out, just trading balls here now for.
Yeah, but a nice hit there from Derby.
It was a nice pre-throw, which sort of broke up the Storm throwing, which meant that they couldn't retaliate as well. Easy dodges from Redmond there, and the counter very well placed, just getting 2 hits.
Yeah. Oh, 4. Okay, just about keeping on that ball, but the time is up.
Yeah.
She really needs to go up and do something, but being 2 players down, it would have needed to be a hit and a catch, and Storm were never going to throw it.
No. We saw that earlier with one of the men's games. It was the Storm versus Sheriffs.
Yeah.
2 seconds to go, 1-on-1. The Storm player didn't need to throw, threw it straight at Cam Melton's chest and just got caught and lost the set.
Oh.
It was an interesting call, but it's nice to see the Derby players are vibing out at the back of court. Like they're not letting this game get to them, which is always great. It's
one of those things, like particularly being a new team and the standard of Women's Super League is pretty high, but there's a like last season there was a fair discrepancy between the top of the league and the bottom of the league.
Yeah, there was again. Lily for Derby there, just taking the catches. We were complimenting Storm's single placement, and there's been a couple of wayward shots, but Derby still needs to capitalise on them.
So that's the thing, is they're up now, so they really need to control it make sure. But
Again, that could have been a catch, but just the power of it from LaPlante.
So now even.
And then
nice.
Gallagher.
Yeah, it to me at least, it's fairly obvious from me who's throwing from the Derby team.
Yeah.
Which means that they can then easily Storm can easily set for those catches because they know exactly who's throwing at them.
Yeah, and that's the problem you sometimes get with second teams and things. You don't have that depth of throwing, so if you know the team well enough, you know who's going to be doing the singles, who's going to be throwing. So if two like middle players and one player comes up, and you're like, the middle player's probably going to throw here because you know they've got the best arm. Whereas like, lovely single out from LaPlante, and managed to get rid of, and Kay gets taken out on the counter.
And then a lovely dodge there.
Yeah, so that's like Storm's men is very much an opposite of that. You never know who's going to throw because they're all absolute like cannons.
Yeah.
A nice dodge out from Paisley, but ultimately getting tracked from some very good throwing from Storm.
Yep. So that takes the score to 14-2 to Storm.
Who did you have as winning Super League for women?
To be honest, I haven't really thought about this season. I was knowing that I was going to do a fair amount of commentating. I was going to do loads of homework, but I didn't. But I think, looking at it today, I think Bedford Mighty Eagles, because
I mean, we haven't seen Spartans yet, but they have lost a big piece in Karen.
Yes.
Who, congratulations, is pregnant again, but it very much sucks for the dodgeball world because we've lost one of the best players in the country.
Yes. Yeah, so obviously they've still got an amount of good players, but I think I want to, seeing as I've watched everybody else play, I think I should watch them play.
That's a bit cheating. You should have put your predictions in like I did at the start and just be wrong.
Yeah.
My top three were Derby, Spartans, Eagles.
Yeah.
I think that was mainly going off last year and the sort of teams, because like Derby haven't got any worse.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I think I think it's been very interesting with Storm and Derby drawing this morning.
Yeah, definitely.
So I feel like it could be a title fight between Bedford Mighty Eagles and Leamington Spartans, with Derby and Storm playing off for the third.
Yeah, that could be looking like some of the games going, definitely. So yeah, because there was a clear top three last season, but now Storm very much have closed the gap and are in the contention.
Yes.
We'll have to see how they do against Eagles and Spartans, but they definitely have a chance of causing some upsets and getting medals.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you get into the sort of the mid-table with your sort of White Tigers, then Wessex, I guess. Storm 2.
Yeah.
Storm 2 beat Wessex earlier.
Yeah.
And then it'd be interesting to see how Spartans 2 do. They've gained some players.
Yes.
But they did take a big loss earlier.
Yes.
To White Tigers.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, 14-6 earlier. So,
yeah. Oh, and Rangers as well. Rangers is such a hard team to pick because they had some great games last season.
Yes, they did.
And then they also had some absolutely shocking games last season. So it's
consistency. If they can be more consistent this season, it'll work out well for them. But yeah, so the score on this game is now 16-2 to Storm.
Lund's back on for Derby. It just seems I think they're rotating players.
Yeah.
Not really strategically, just giving people game time, which for this kind of game when you're losing so heavily, fair.
Yeah, lovely hit from Selby there on Jones.
So you can see the flashes of what this Derby team can do.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, they are a new team and it is the start of the season. And the thing is, they've got the opportunity and the potential to build from here. So whilst, so they're losing to Storm, but if they can improve meat on meat, they could easily find themselves like, you know, 7th or 8th.
Yeah, no, you can if you start taking out the middle tier teams as well, and then you're getting points, and just from there, then you're safe, kind of thing. Like, I think it's around if you get 6 points, you can kind of avoid relegation.
Well, I think so like last season.
Well, last season it was very close at the bottom.
Yeah, so last season it was the bottom was 4 points, then it was 8 points, and then Wessex stayed safe with 9 points. So literally a point in it for the relegation.
But it was like all the bottom teams were beating each other, kind of thing, taking points off each other.
Yeah. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, Wiley there ricocheted off into Selby, taking her out as well. There's been so many ricochet hits, ricochet catches today. Like, I think it's everyone has just this situational awareness of all these ricochet catches have been amazing today. Like, it's like, whenever you used to see it last season, it was quite infrequent, and you'd be like, "Wow, that was amazing." But today, there's been so many, and it's just people specifically just having that awareness to be like, "Okay, that ball, where's that ball gone? I'm gonna go for it." So.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing that's good to see is, like, despite the score, like, Derby too are still being aggressive. Like, they don't look intimidated.
No.
And it's so that, like, the mental side of it, to keep going, to keep pushing, and not be intimidated at this level with this score, you know, absolutely on them. Oh, unluckily, double counter there to finish at the end.
The Beagles, Bedford Mighty Eagles, Derby score is now 11-7. So Derby are closing it down. I'm not sure how much time is left, but this could be a close finish. Derby definitely need these wins. This win, even two draws is not great. You'd be wanting 6 points from your first meet, and getting 4, possibly 3. Not great.
So nice block there from Paisley. So still level at this point. Single from Selby. LaPlante back, but Selby looked like she was a little bit caught in two minds about what direction to go, and unfortunately got a little bit stuck and got hit. Nice block. Storm, one player up. Trade there.
Lily onto Keeler, I believe, for Storm. Storm's still up though, and have 3 balls. Pre-throw easily blocked, and the single out from Storm just going wide to keep them with the momentum.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, not a lot of movement from Derby. I think they're looking for the catchers as opposed to the dodgers.
Which is where they have been getting their success.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, sometimes when that happens, it just seems like you're getting cheaply hit.
Yes.
But
they are one player down, so a catch would help them out here. But yeah. Bounce called by the referees there from Jones's throw. So Lund's still in.
Ooh.
Celebrations from Bedford Mighty Eagles in court too.
13-7 with not a lot of time left, so it looks like lovely split jump, but even lovelier catch from Tara Jones.
To be fair, just snatched that out of the air.
Yeah.
Very pleased with herself. So pre-throw there, but very short, and then Storm release one and then reset.
Cross court, it was kind of a delayed wings, I guess. Not finding purchase, but I guess they didn't need to.
No.
4 balls for Derby. Tara going up for the counter.
And
just clipping Sammy on the head there, Wiley.
So one Derby player in against 6 Storm players. It's a lot to ask. But it has been done.
It has been done. Let's see if Caitlin can do it.
She's got 1 ball. Storm have got 3.
Big fakes out from
throw.
Storm. Single ball
time.
and time.
Yeah.
She survived,
Yep.
but unfortunately wasn't able to do much more.
I may have lost track of the score. I think it's 26-2.
Okay.
But we can't actually see the scoreboard anymore.
No.
It's about that.
I mean, I hope it's on the screen, but I don't think Sam's been doing it.
Sam Richards very helpfully has turned the scoreboard sideways.
And hasn't been doing the iPad either,
No,
so we have no idea.
I've tried to keep a tally, but
I'm back right XR. Oh, lovely catch out from Wiley.
nice. And then very smartly gives away the ball. Because very easy to do something dumb after you've just done something very good.
It's and then, another equally nice catch out from Carmen brings Gallagher back in.
Selvin very sad about that.
When coaching people, I tend to like say do 1 or 2 things and then let someone else do something, because you've just got the potential to just to sort of like steamroll forward and
another catch.
it's like, I've taken a great catch, I can do that again, and then you get hit out cheaply, and it's like just dodge.
Yeah, so court 2 has finished when we finish up the final, so 14-8 to Bedford Mighty Eagles in the end. So Derby first yet to get a win on the board today, and then that is it. Full time here on court 1 with
I'll try and get a clarification of the score quickly.
Yeah, London Storm taking another set at the end of that. Yeah. Oh, I was way off.
22-2. I thought 26 was a bit high, but yes.
No, I did right. I had 23.
Okay,
it's mostly just the
23-2.